Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahana Wahid. In continuation of previous lecture, how to measure the blood pressure, we have learned what is blood pressure. Blood pressure is a measurement of the force that is exerted by a blood against the walls of the vessels in the enclosed vessels throughout the body. What are the clinical significance to measure the blood pressure? We can say that our arterial blood pressure is one of the most common procedure undertaken by our clinical physicians along with the temperature, pulse and respiratory rate. It is one of the tests which shows the vital signs. Accurate measurement of the blood pressure is very important, and basically it highlights and it is helpful for the diagnosis and management of hypertension as well as assessment and management of the hypotension. It means that either the blood pressure is increased or either the blood pressure is decreased. So blood pressure monitoring, blood pressure evaluation, blood pressure checking will ensure the blood flow to various vital organs. These are important organs, as we all know that blood is basically supplied to each cell of our body for its life, for its normal functioning. अगर blood organs को नहीं मिलेगा, और इसका easiest route ये है कि nature has provided a route, nature has created a pressure कि जिसके थ्रू जो है वो blood each cell को reach हो जाए. So basically the first main objective is to ensure the blood flow to various organs, and by this it plays an important role in exchanging of nutrients, exchanging of gaseous exchange across the lungs, across the capillaries. It is required to form urine. It is required for the formation of other functions of the body. It basically monitor the changes from the baseline. We have to gain a baseline limit of the blood pressure by determining a person's hemodynamic status, and after that we monitor what is the change in the baseline limits. It is the only way to whether you have a high blood pressure or a low blood pressure. We can say that blood pressure monitoring can be a significant adjunct to assessment and treatment of the hypertension or hypotension. It means कि उसकी ट्रीटमेंट स्ट्रेटजी के लिए डायग्नोसिस में जो हेल्पफुल क्राइटेरिया है, हेल्पफुल टेस्ट है, वो ब्लड प्रेशर एवेल्युएशन है. What is hypertension? We have discussed the normal limits which are updated according to the newer guideline. Previously, the borderline limit was considered as 120 by 80. Now it is updated one, and now it is more relaxed, and it is extended up to 140 by 90. If the blood pressure is more or equal than the limit then prescribed is called as the condition is called as hypertension. What is hypertension? Hypertension is defined as if the systolic blood pressure is up to 140 millimeter of Hg or greater, and diastolic blood pressure (DBP) is greater than 90 millimeter of Hg. Then the person has to take certain antihypertensive medications to control or to lower the blood pressure in such individuals. We can say that hypertension is a clinical condition which is a chronic elevation of the blood pressure. Blood pressure जो है वो constantly increase है. Acute condition में किसी वजह से abruptly increase नहीं हुआ, बल्कि the person had a tendency of chronic elevation of the blood pressure more than 140 by 90. Blood pressure hypertension is classified into two main types. One is essential hypertension, and which is also called as idiopathic hypertension, in which the exact cause is not known, and it accounts for the 90-95% of the cases. The factors believed to play a role are the other factors जो कि हो सकते हैं which may cause the secondary hypertension, which has an underlying cause, and it accounts for approximately 5 to 10% of the cases. What are the causes of secondary hypertension? These may be it is occur due to either renal diseases or due to endocrine diseases or due to change in the aortic condition of the heart or due to some other factors like pregnancy, etc. If we talk about the kidney diseases, then it may be due to renal arterial stenosis, due to polycystic kidney disease, or due to any renal parenchymal disease in which there is a permanent renal damage. If we talk about the endocrine disorders, it may be due to the pheochromocytoma, which is a tumor of the adrenal medulla, in which excessive amount of catecholamines are produced in the body, or any other endocrine disorder like hyperthyroidism or acromegaly or Cushing syndromes, or by the use of certain drugs which lead to the elevation of the blood pressure. In pregnancy, it may cause the induction of the hypertension, and the condition may cause as the preeclampsia. There may be a sleep apnea syndrome in which due to the lack of sleep, the person's blood pressure is become elevated due to unknown cause. There may be a secondary hypertension. Among all the causes of the secondary hypertension, renal damage is the most common cause of the elevation of the blood pressure. सबसे ज्यादा जो है प्रॉब्लमैटिक ये होता है कि अगर कोई किडनी डिजीज है, जस्ट लाइक रीनल आर्टरी स्टेनोसिस, acute glomerulonephritis, chronic glomerulonephritis, polycystic kidney disease, then in conditions में especially blood pressure elevate होता है, and 20% account for the endocrine disorders, especially if there is primary aldosteronism or Cushing syndromes or pheochromocytoma. Certain drugs like oral contraceptive glucocorticoids are also responsible for the elevation of the blood pressure. Certain individuals are more exposed and more chances are there that they may have elevated blood pressure, like if the age is advancing. We have discussed in previous lecture कि जैसे जैसे एज प्रोग्रेस होती है उस तरह से आपका ब्लड प्रेशर बॉडी का एलिवेट होता चला जाता है विद द पैसेज ऑफ एडवांसिंग ऑफ द एज. Similarly, men and postmenopausal women are more susceptible for the hypertension if the person have a family history of cardiovascular disease, and if the person have a lifestyle and there is a lots of psychosocial stress, if the person is predisposed to the hypertension. The use of intake of smoking, high cholesterol diet, low food consumption and low exercise, high weight, increased body mass index and weight gain, or any coexisting disorder like diabetes, like hyperlipidemia, may increases the chance of a person to get the hypertension. What are the main symptoms of the hypertension? There is no initial symptom until it reaches an advanced stage, so it is basically considered as a silent killer. When a severe stage is reached, and then physiological changes and physiological management, it is not controlled by the simple lifestyle changes. यानी इतनी लेट हो चुका होता है पर्सन कि वो फिर नॉर्मल लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस से फिर वो ब्लड प्रेशर रिडक्शन पॉसिबल नहीं होती है. इसीलिए इनिशियली if we monitor time to time blood pressure, then it will not reach to the advanced state, and initially without any use of medication it can be managed by changing the lifestyle changes. In severe condition, when it reach to the advanced stages, symptoms may appear, and these symptoms are the symptoms of headache, visual disturbance, vomiting, convulsions, or it may be continued to the asymptomatic. What are the complications of the hypertension? If the person is suffering from chronic elevated blood pressure and it is unmanaged, it is untreated by antihypertensive drug, and it may convert into several complications, which is basically the acceleration of the atherosclerosis, acceleration of the myocardial infarction, which lead to the intracellular hemorrhages, or may lead to the chronic renal failures or other disorders which are mentioned in this figure. We can say that there may be a heart failure, there may be a left ventricular hypertrophy, myocardial infarction, there may be a coronary heart disease, there may be hypertensive encephalopathy, more chances of hemorrhages, there may be a preeclampsia, or there may be a chronic kidney failure, stroke may be there, and if the pressure is exerted on the eye, it may cause the blindness and may cause the gangrene of the lower extremities, etc. Furthermore, hypertension is also associated with the impaired cognitive function, thickening and stiffening of the medium and small blood vessels, which are called as aortic aneurysm. They can also lead to retinopathy and nephropathy. Nephropathy means कि brain damage भी हो जाएगा. If blood pressure is continuously elevated and unmanaged, then there is a chances of the episode of the malignant hypertension. What is malignant hypertension? So it is basically a term that has been used to describe the patient with the elevated blood pressure along with multiple complications with poor prognosis. Prognosis means the management is not complete. There either the patient is not taking his antihypertensive medication properly, or there is a need of the change of the therapy. So whatever the reason, there is a hypertensive crisis, in which there is a very severe acute BP elevations as follow, in which the systolic blood pressure is greater than the 200 millimeter of Hg, and diastolic blood pressure is greater than the 120 millimeter of Hg, and it may responsible for the sudden death, may be responsible for the hemorrhages, brain stroke, etc. It is a very alarming and emergency situation in which the person is exposed to the high blood pressure. Another important term which is observed after the monitoring of the blood pressure is the low blood pressure, which is called as the hypotension. So low blood pressure, hypotension, is a condition in which a person's blood pressure is much lower as usual, and when the blood pressure is too low, it means there is inadequate blood flow to the heart, to the brain, and to the other vital organs. Due to this, these organs have the deficiency of the nutrients, and there may be hypoxia, and the borderline BP for the low blood pressure is different from person to person. However, normally it may observe that from the baseline there is a marked decrease or reduction in the blood pressure. The most important factor is that how the blood pressure changes from the baseline. यानी हर पर्सन का एक नॉर्मल बेसलाइन होता है, किसी का ब्लड प्रेशर 110 रहता है, किसी का 120 रहता है, किसी का 130 रहता है. उसके बेसलाइन से 20 mm of Hg तक सडन अगर चेंज होगा तो फिर वो जो है वो हाई और लो की तरफ जा सकता है. लो की तरफ होगा तो फिर वो हाइपोटेंशन में कंसीडर होगा. It may also the side effect of the overuse of the antihypertensive drugs, कि अगर वो पेशेंट जो है वो ब्लड प्रेशर हाइपरटेंशन का पेशेंट है और वो मैनेज करने के लिए जब बहुत ज्यादा एंटीहाइपरटेंसिव ड्रग्स ले रहे हैं इन हाई डोज, इन हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी, then it also lead to the hypotension. The main problem related to hypotension is the postural hypotension, which is a fall in blood pressure that occurs when the person changing its position from lying to sitting or from sitting to standing. यानी जब whenever the person changes his posture, his blood pressure is have a sudden fall, and usually a sudden fall is of greater than 20 millimeter of Hg in systolic blood pressure on a standing is mainly classified as the postural hypotension. It is also known as orthostatic hypotension. What are the causes of the postural hypotension? There are several causes of postural hypotension, and basically according to the time, they require different therapeutic treatment strategies. For example, if there is hypovolemia, it means that you have to increase the volume by the Ringer lactate solution, etc., or isotonic by administration of the isotonic solution. If the cause is antihypertensive drug therapy, then the dose or the therapy switch to the alternative antihypertensive drugs, by which more control of blood pressure is achieved without sudden reduction of the blood pressure. Especially if the person is taking diuretic and vasodilators, they are mainly responsible for the postural hypertension. What are the problems related to the postural hypertension is that the symptoms are very problematic for a person, because the person continuously feeling dizzy, lightheaded, there may be a change in the vision, there may be a feeling of vague, there may be a loss of consciousness, and with or without any warning, there may be a pain across the back of the shoulders, across on the neck, or pain in the lower back and buttocks. There may be the appearance of angina type pain in the chest, etc. This is all about the importance of the measuring blood pressure. Next lecture will be on how to measure the blood pressure, and in this section we will discuss the techniques and apparatus and procedures. Thank you.